I'm curious as to how much the United States cares about American Palestinians being killed by Hamas or the IDF as much as they care about U.S. Israeli citizens being killed or kidnapped.
Council voted today to speed up delivery of aid to Palestinian civilians in Gaza and demand that all hostages held by Hamas be released. But the watered-down resolution stopped short of calling for a ceasefire. Intense fighting continues on the ground, and today we learned more about an Israeli American killed by Hamas. Here is CBS's Imtiaz Tayeb.
It's the news Gadi Haggai's family have been dreading. The 73-year-old confirmed dead. Haggai and his wife Judy Weinstein, both dual Israeli and American citizens, were shot by Hamas gunmen as they rampaged through the Nir Oz kibbutz the couple called home, and were taken into Gaza. A spokesman for the kibbutz now says Haggai died on the day of the attack, and his remains are still there. Weinstein.
I mean, with what we know about the Israeli government, isn't it possible that it's the Israeli government that did the killings? A lot of people that speak out from October 7th, talking about how the Israeli government had killed people in the crossfires, trying to take down Hamas that were kidnapping people.
It's believed is being held hostage. Their daughter Iris spoke to CBS News last month.
I can't even describe the heaviness that I feel, the anger.
In a statement, President Biden and his wife say they are heartbroken by the news and are praying for the safe return of Judy Weinstein.
I wonder how much they care about American Palestinians being killed by the IDF. There's a lot of American Palestinians that are under fire because of this, yet it doesn't really seem like the government doesn't care too much because they're Palestinians.
Inside Gaza, and Israel's offensive is only intensifying. In the southern city of Rafah, a strike so massive, there's nothing left. At a time, the UN estimates that 85% of Gaza's population has already been displaced.
You know, if this was on the other foot and 85% of the Israeli population was displaced, the United States would be considering that a genocide against the Jewish people. But because it's happening to Palestinian people by the Israeli government, it's a-okay according to the US.
Scenes of utter horror after Israel struck a car also in Rafah. One bystander runs, carrying the body of a bloodied little girl.
So the Israeli government is justified in killing this little girl because they're just defending themselves against children. That's a weird thing to need to defend yourself against.
But it was too late. She died. At Manger Square, in the occupied West Bank.
If that was a Israeli child that died by Hamas, the United States would be condemning attacks by Hamas, but because it's not Hamas and the Israeli government, the United States will say nothing about the Israeli government killing kids.
Bank city of Bethlehem, with just days before Christmas, there's no sign of holiday cheer.
There is no Christmas tree this year because what's happened in Gaza.
It's sad.
Yes, it's sad. You can see by your eyes there is no one.
According to the mayor of Jerusalem, there are no Christians in Gaza. So why would people want to celebrate Christmas? Because there's Christians in Gaza.
No one in the holy place. This is also make us really sad.
Inside the Church of the Nativity, barely a living soul.
Normally, this area would be packed full of.
Yeah, it's wild how Christians in America worship a brown Palestinian person that was Jewish, yet they're okay with the Israeli government killing a bunch of Palestinians.
Tourists and Christian pilgrims from around the world. But this year, Christmas is canceled in Bethlehem.
For centuries, Christians have flocked here to celebrate the birth of Christ and to feel close to God. Now it's eerily empty.
Now, Christmas was canceled by the leaders of every Christian denomination in Bethlehem who call the Holy City home because they say there's nothing to celebrate as the war in Gaza rages on.
Yeah, it's hard to want to celebrate the holidays when when the occupying government has murdered 20,000 civilians.